In today's story, we, the audience, learn a classic tale as old as time itself. That both in real life and in card games, trying to impress a lady by being the nice guy not only doesn't work, but just ends up with you falling to your death in a pit of radioactive acid. Happens every time.
Funny.
Get ready for a four-way, all my fellow future outlaws. This is Cards Games vs. Humanity, and I'm that NKKGG. Here with a recap of that card game series that just loves to interject one arc with another and completely forget about the previous villain, Duel Monsters. So if you enjoyed, don't forget that sub, that bell, that like, join the membership, join the Patreon if you want to support me. And leave a comment telling me if that 3 grown men and 1 teenage girl in the same room that is almost completely controlled by one of them doesn't sound like it could turn into a bad situation real quick. A bad situation is something our heroes are used to, though. Being caught in another goddamn forest because that's apparently half of this world map. Tristan is doing his best to be a white knight to make sure that Serenity feels calm and protected. While Duke is a pure bad boy who's mostly just upset that this is the first time that 5 men want him all at the same time, but for all the wrong reasons. We then head back to Tristan's inner thoughts, who has this to say. Let me let the big 5 are so desperate that they will in fact come after minor characters if necessary. And we really need to be on guard because both of you are garbage duelists. Ignore that fact for now because we're back to the more important characters who are now inside this random cave. Oh yeah, that courtroom is just a cave now? We're just gonna change up the scenery with no explanation in between. Just okay. Oh, sorry, silly me. I forgot. Don't ask questions, casual audience member. Just be like Serenity, who ignores everyone's warning to not open this door because she hears some kitties meowing on the other side. Fortunately, it was just Nesbeth using a soundboard to lure her and her friends into this giant room so they could have a friendly conversation together. Before that can happen, though, we get a line of dialogue that I'm not sure is 4 kids writing or just Tristan.
It's some kind of giant robot or something.
No, normally I go with my gut, but I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. Nesbeth, the tech expert at Kaiba Corp, a position I assure you wasn't generic and general as fuck and can be applied to almost any sector inside the company. I promise you I was important. I did very important things throughout the company. I used to design Kaiba Corp's advanced machinery, you know. What's that? No, they weren't weapons of mass destruction. They were just fun little toys that, you know, a few governments wanted to play with. Because every member of the Big 5 wants to become a teenage girl more than anything, immediately challenges Serenity to a duel for her body, forcing both of the slightly less minor characters to step in. Unfortunately, though, Nesbeth has already said the worst possible thing any female duelist can hear at her local tournament.
I have challenged the female to a duel. We shall begin our battle immediately.
Duke says he can't let either of these scrubs duel alone, as much as he wants to see Tristan just die. He'd rather see the look on his face when he makes out with Serenity in the real world more right in front of him. He offers both Duke and Tristan to duel against Nesbeth at the same time. Quite a gamble if I've ever heard one. Nope, screw me apparently. That's too little a challenge, and he demands that all 3 of them go against him at the same time, because that's definitely not an overzealous thing to do, even if they all suck, because having that many resources against you is definitely not a big deal to contend with. Like, it would truly take bottom of the barrel players in cards to not outpace at least 1 player in a game like that. Like, oh god, it's gonna happen, isn't it? Nesbeth makes duel disappear on everyone's arms and says that anyone who is wearing one must duel. Don't you even dare thinking about taking them off over and over again, so I'd have to materialize them over and over again to make this shit start. Unfortunately, when they're showing their decks, though, they barely show off any of the cards that they choose, so I have nothing to make fun of. Luckily, now it's time to choose your deck master, of course. Duke Devlin selects the Strike Ninja, the literal MVP of the Dungeon Dice series. Serenity chooses the Goddess of the Third Eye, the literal MVP of the Cyclops series. Tristan selects Super Robo Yarrow, the literal MVP of the worst fusion monsters with actual effect. Oh, by the way, here's a pool of radioactive ways for you to turn into a superhero after you lose this duel, because it totally makes sense to have a sense of death in a world where if you lose, your mind is just banished and you can't do anything anyways as you're digitized. Jesus Christ, that sentence I said didn't mean anything. The female shall begin the duel. Ironically, she has some good burn cards in her hand as well as Witch of the Black Forest. Good job, Serenity. Oh wait, you decided to play Shadow Tamer instead in attack mode. Bad job, Serenity.
I'm terrible. Sorry.
Don't worry, pretty much everyone but Duke in this duel is as well. It's Tristan's turn, and he plays an even shittier monster in hopes that Nesbeth will attack him instead of Serenity. A very effective strategy that will definitely help the 3 of you instead of just trying to win the duel outright. Also, Duke plays 13 Graves. I'm not even going to point out how much I already hate this duel and the fact that all he did was summon a 1200 normal monster with nothing else. Mainly just to point out, why was she the only and first person to get knocked down when her monster was destroyed in the virtual world? Like, just seems a little overdramatic, you know? It's been 1 turn and Duke says there's no match for this guy and his absolutely garbage deckmaster ability that allows him to discard machine monsters from his hand to inflict 500 points of direct damage to all 3 of them instead of just taking them out one by one. Hitting them all with laser beams in a super unnecessarily dramatic fashion, he sets 1 card face down before he ends his turn. How will Serenity retort?
I summon the Forgiving Maiden in defense mode.
Sorry, little girl, you put your card on the disc in the wrong way and you are not allowed to change it. It doesn't matter if this is your first and most important duel of your life. You just Ash Blossomed your own Rhoda, and there are no takesy backsy. Because I definitely don't hate this duel with all my heart, we follow along with Tristan, who uses the very important move of activating block attack on his friend's monster to try to put it back in defense mode, instead of actually doing anything offensive to the one monster on his side of the field that has no protection whatsoever. I hate it even more that Nesbit bothered to negate this card with the activation of Roroku Field. Roroku Field. They're just killing me with that one, aren't they? A card that negates any magic card that has an effect on any monster on the field, as if this one was going to have a significant impact. But enough about that, let's head back to the Kaiba brothers, who are now in a desert despite just being at the beach. Again, don't pay any attention to the fact that we're changing scenery every episode with no explanation, where we used to just put everyone in a forest. Oh look, it's conveniently Nesbit's old lab being shown to Kaiba at the same time that he's dueling. That's not convenient or anything. Showing us all how Kaiba said the same last words that 90% of supervillains all hear before they try to take over the world.
This company's heading in a new direction. That's why I'm shutting down your lab.
Naturally, because this is a gaming company, I'm not addicted to mass destruction and chaos. It just nukes the whole fucking laboratory instead of just tearing it down and actually using it for future plans like a normal human being. Because he's definitely still not upset, he begins immediately yelling at Noah, who's still busy sitting in his Dyson Sphere chair. Still sitting and waiting to reveal his master plans that I guess he takes all his cues from Bakura, because you are allowed to not take 200 episodes to do something, you know. Back to the duel, it's Duke's turn, so naturally he's gonna do something impactful, right? He's not just gonna summon that stupid red guy in a chest with 1300 attack points and not attack Gig Attack Wolf, even though it has no back row and there's nothing you can do to stop it, right? He's not just gonna switch to Robo Bitch's turn so he can tribute that monster for a far more dangerous Machine King, right? Did I mention I hate this frickin' duel?
I gotta save her!
Did he just throw his monster in front of the attack because that's possible and he wanted to? Like, is that a monster effect you want to tell us about? Why didn't you use that last turn? I may or may not hate this duel. Duke says he could have saved her without cheating, and all I can think is, why didn't you? Last card played activates first, bitch. No excuse. Never mind that, though, because of course Nesbit has Card of Sanctity as his last card on the field, allowing him to draw 6 cards while everyone else draws maybe 4 in total. I just want you to let that sink in for a second. Back to Serenity's turn, she plays the Lady Panther in defense mode and actually sets it down properly on the duel disc this time. Tristan takes his turn and sets Command Angel to the field in defense mode. Duke says, don't worry guys, he can't activate his ability again, we're very safe. Oh wait, no, I was wrong, he activated Backup Soldier. He can activate his ability again, we are not very safe. Following that up with, yes, I was wondering when we'd see them, 2 more fake cards. Clockwork Machine, turning all monsters on the field into robots and lowering their attack. Short Circuit, basically a final attack orders for machines only that allows him to go after Serenity, because you know he wants that female body more than anything on the planet.
There's gotta be something I can do to save. I got it!
I mean, there must be something I can do. Oh wait, my brain is working! The episode ends with Tristan just apparently sending his Deckmaster out into the field during the damage step, allowing him to play this one trap card before his monster is ultimately destroyed and he is sent off into the radioactive acid below. Congratulations, bro. You just killed yourself to play a trap card. Well, that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course a shout out to all my channel members and patrons. You may have noticed that I said that I hate this duel, and I just want you all to really, really know from the bottom of my heart, sincerely, truly, I frickin' hate this duel. This has been Man from Worth with all the growth, ladies and gentlemen. Be the character you know you're worth. See you on Friday. I know, 3 episodes? I'm fucking crazy. He immediately challenges Serenity. He immediately challenges Serenity to a duel for her bodily. Oh my god! Can I fucking talk? Fucking cops. I don't care. Go away. Go away. Catch the fucking bitch. No one cares. I probably have to redo that line.